Welcome to Beyond the Frets. My name is Gavin, and today we're going to learn how to properly restring a guitar. So, to get started, the materials are pretty basic. Obviously, you need some new strings. You need something to cut the strings with, and something to tune with. I'm going to use my iPhone, and then I like to also have a towel to help protect the guitar and the surface it's on. So to start, let's lay this towel down. Now that that's laid down, we can grab the guitar. And as you can see, the guitar has the old strings on it. They're starting to get a little rusty, so we need to replace them. The quickest way to do so is just start loosening them up. Just give them a little bit less tension, which can be done pretty quickly. And once they don't feel tight, like they're playing any notes anymore, you can take whatever you're using to cut, whether it's scissors or some pliers like this, and cut through all your strings to get the old ones off. And once you've done that, you can unwind them from this end to get them out of here. Sometimes it can be a little difficult, and it's important to watch your fingers because the ends of the strings can be very sharp. Once you get all your strings off, it's important not to misplace them because they're very painful if you step on them or can get in the way, or you can lose them very easily. So I like to just tie them real quick so they stay together, and then they're easy to discard. Now you have the other ends here, and these should just slide right out of your guitar, wherever the bridge is located. This is the bridge here. In this guitar, it feeds through the body to the other side. On some instruments, the bridge will just be completely on top of the guitar, so that's even easier. But for this, we just have to feed the strings out of the back here. One more. Awesome. And same thing with these. It's good to keep track of them and discard them safely. So now we're ready to string the guitar. So we'll open our string pack. And sometimes it can be confusing exactly what you have here because they're all in the pack together. So a lot of times the pack will say which string is which, so you know which one to put where. How it works is it goes from the thickest string to the least thick string. So that's another good way to remember it, and oftentimes you can tell based on these. So we'll start with the thicker strings because they're on the close side. And we'll feed it through the body. And we'll do this for all of the strings, so we can first get them all in the right position before we move on. Oops. The first three strings are really easy to tell apart from the other strings because they're wound differently and they have extra material on them, which may not be as easy to see on camera, but when you're stringing them, it's pretty clear. So now, if we don't know what to do next, we can always refer back to this to figure out which string is next. One convenient thing about this pack of strings is that they're all color-coded on the end. If you can see here, this one's red on the end, so they all have a different color so you know which order to put them in. All right, so now that we have them all through the body, we're going to start feeding them down towards the neck of the guitar. And this will make it easier to get them properly positioned, keep them separated from each other, and do this as efficiently as we can. So we'll start with our first string again. We'll take it, give it some tension, and stretch it down to see about the length it would be here. You want it pretty tight. And you hold it up to these are called string trees here. Some guitars have all of them on one side, some are 3 and 3. There's some other less common configurations, but this one, they're all on the same side. So we'll hold it up to the first string tree, pretty tight. And then if you pinch it here, this is called the nut. If you pinch it here and pull it back, keeping that same spot you pinched, that's the length it needs to be when it goes into here. So that's how you know how much slack to leave on the string, so there's room to tighten it up and you're not winding it too many times. It's important to have it at the right length so you can get good tension on the string and so it holds tuning well. So now that we've got it there, we can start to wind it up to lock it into place. When you're wrapping, it's always important that you go underneath the last pass of the string so it stays locked and your tuning is stable. And you want to get this pretty tight so that it will stay in place and won't come loose later. All right, so that's good there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you go to the next string, same thing. Pull it all the way tight. Pull it back to the first fret. Feed it into the string tree. And start winding. Make sure it stays underneath. It started getting above there for me. One important detail is to always go from the inside out. So whether they're on this side or this side, if they're on this side, you go inside out. So as you can see, that's how you start to get it strung. Once you have these all locked into the right positions, then you can clip them off, give them just a little space just in case they wiggle around a little bit. And you have your string there all ready to go. And now, for the last step, you get your tuner. As you can see, this one's way too loose. As you can see, my tuner shows that that's in tune. And you'll want to repeat and retune as you start to play because they'll continue to go flat. So make sure you retune as you go. And that's how you properly restring a guitar. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.